What? It is your boy JB, and I'm here today with the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, the reunion part 3 of season 5. I guess the guy says season 5 reunion part 3 episode 15. It is what it is. Whatever they want to say this is season is, that's what we're gonna call it. But before we go ahead and get into the review, you guys, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed to the channel yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor to stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it. At the end of it, you guys know you can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion part 3. Shall we? All right, you guys, so my energy is a whole lot low because of YouTube per se. It's been a consistent thing for the last few weeks where not all of my videos, but quite a few of my videos, when I upload them, post them, and put the ads on them, I get a big ugly yellow $sign, and that means that it's limited ads on them, and I'm just not I'm confused, and I don't understand why they're doing this, because I don't do anything wrong. I don't say anything wrong in my videos. So I'm gonna try something different with this review, and we'll see. Because the interesting thing is, once they flag it, I request a review, someone reviews it, and then a day later, oh, the video is suitable for all advertisers. Like, are you serious? So if you guys didn't see the community tab, I posted my Rated to Love review yesterday. That one actually got flagged before I even by the time I put the ads on there and everything, it was already flagged. Much like my Married at First Sight video, that one was flagged as soon as I put it up as well. Married at First Sight was flagged. Rated to Love was flagged. I've had a Hot Topics that's been flagged. It's been a lot of stuff lately that's just been flagged, and I'm not sure why. And I just don't have enough patience with this. I don't really care, to be quite honest with you. I'm really re-evaluating if this is something that I want to continue to do. And the answer is no, absolutely not. This doesn't pay me that much. I take time away from the things that bring me some kind of fulfillment and more money. So YouTube ain't really doing it for me, but I'm sticking it out because I know some of you guys enjoy my content and enjoy what I have to say. But yeah, this is the reunion. So we pick up with Carlos telling Destiny how the fans feel about her. And he was asking her, why is her new boyfriend not there? She said that, unforeseen issues happened. He asked, has anybody in the cast met the man? She says, yes. Tisha says on FaceTime. He says, has anybody met him in person? She says, yes. Courtney's met him. Tiffany and Lewis have met him. And she says she's going to work, she's next season. She'll be more open and transparent, I guess. Do we care? I mean, it's not that I don't care. I don't know. I don't really have a feeling one way or the other when it comes to Destiny. I know most people in the fandom don't like Destiny. I don't have an issue with Destiny. Only time I have an issue with Destiny is when Destiny harps on things and it's just like, girl, let it go, like Elsa, right? So then we talk about the situation between Melody and Destiny. I know at one point Carlos asked Destiny, does she want to work on her relationship with Melody? And she says flat out, no. So then, they bring up what happened, what's going on between Destiny and between Melody. So Melody says that, Destiny did an interview and she was talking about the fact that when she came over to her house, I guess she wasn't there for too long. She wasn't there for long or something like that. And I'm like, but Mel, that's not what you said this whole, not this back half of the season 5 or the back half of season 4. You didn't say that in this half of the season. You actually mentioned that in the first half of last season, well, season 4 or season 4A or season 4, if you want to say whatever you want to say, right? You only alluded to it, and you didn't even allude to her doing an interview. The issue that you had said earlier in the season was the fact that Destiny was talking to your op, which was Tisha, when y'all were at the reunion last season. So and I'm glad Destiny said that. Wait, no, that's not what you said. You said that your issue was the fact that you heard me and Tisha talking. And so Carlos asked Destiny, so were you and Letitia talking, crap about Melody? Letitia said somebody was just needing a storyline, and so Carlos said, who was needing a storyline? She says the person who brought this up. And gotta kind of agree with you. I can see that. So Letitia says that what she said to Destiny was that fact that Melody was on stage when they were talking to her and Martell last season at the reunion. You know something I just noticed? They have the same exact seating chart. They don't switch up. Carlos didn't switch up the seating chart because last season he was center. Mel was technically on his. Well, I guess I don't know how the camera's facing. I guess you would probably be on from how I'm sitting. Mel is to his right and Martell is to his left, and then Maurice and Kimmy were over on that side, and then so were Marceau and Letitia, and then Tiffany and Lewis. I don't remember. See, last season everybody was on the stage. Tiffany and Lewis were on the stage, and then Destiny was on the stage. But this season they switched it around just a little bit, where where Destiny and Stormy are on the stage, and then we didn't have Tiffany and Lewis. But we'll talk about Tiffany and Lewis, right? So Destiny at one point asked Mel, "What did I say about?" I want to clear this up. What did I say about you? Mel's like, "I'm not answering that. We ain't talked, so I'm not talking to you." I was like, Mel, it's really easy just to say, I heard her say this, that, and this and that, but she didn't want to do it, and that's the thing about Mel that I just don't like. He gets on my nerves. Like if somebody says something about you, verbatimly repeat what she said, and so that way, if she tries to say, "Oh no, girl, I didn't say that," okay, girl. But if you say you didn't say it, you say what you say. But I know what I heard. Like, so then at one point, Letitia was talking about the fact that Mel has a dark soul. Do I believe that Mel has a dark soul? I don't think she has a dark soul. I won't say that. But she has a negative vibe and a negative energy. Her energy, although Mel tries to talk about she's healed and whatnot, she's not healed. She's very much still, hurt and whatnot. And that's fine. She's hurt, she's protective, and she's guarded. But it comes off very negative. And it does come off a little dark, but I don't think she has a dark soul. I think that her spirit right now is just in a dark place. Again, she says she's healed, but I just don't see the healing when it comes to Melody. So then, Destiny brings up the conversation that Mel had on the first episode of the Nightcap with Carlos King, when she was talking about the fact that she's giving Destiny $5,000 to $6,000, and Carlos asked, was there a light bill on her door with a disconnect notice? She said yes, and Mel said she didn't say that, and I will say that she might not have said it, but if you took the context clues, now I don't know who would have a $5,000 or $6,000 light bill. That is a lot. That means that you ain't paid your bill in years, but it alluded to that, right? You definitely alluded to the fact that, because Carlos said, you said you're the type of friend that if you see a disconnect notice on your door, you're going to be trying to help them, right? So Carlos asked you, was there one on her door? You said yes. He asked you how much money had you given Destiny. You said $5,000 to $6,000. So people who think logically would think, well, damn, did she have a $5,000 light bill on her door or a $6,000 light bill? And then people, I remember on social media, I saw so many people attacking Destiny about this situation. First of all, the people who be on social media, y'all don't know the ins and outs of these people's lives. Y'all only know what they tell you. So for y'all to just be taking little snippets of things and then going and attacking people, I think that's low and that's disgusting, right? You guys might not like Destiny, but y'all, you don't know the logistics of her friendship with Melody. Like, I don't like that. It's nasty. But I want to pause here, you guys, and I want to move forward. So after that, we talked about, Destiny and Martell's relationship. And I know a lot of people was on social media saying the same thing about their relationship, that people would insinuate. I saw some people who were insinuating that there's probably more that was going on between a relationship with Destiny and Martell, right? But, and then, not Destiny, but Melody was like, oh, you were calling him at, 5 or 6 in the morning. And she was like, is that when you hacked his phone? So Mel says she didn't hack his phone, that he hacked her phone. And then at one point, they were just basically screaming over each other. I don't know who was saying what and what was being said, right? Now, Destiny did, address her relationship with Martell, right? Because she was like, if I have to cut Martell off for what he did to you, then I have to do the same to you. Now, I don't know what she meant by that, because she never elaborated on that one. But, and we kind of brushed over that, to be quite honest, because if you heard her, she said, if I have to cut Martell off for what he did to you, then I have to do the same to you. I would, and okay, we moved over it. We moved over it. But Destiny did talk about her, like I said, her friendship with Martell. She said she's known Martell since she was 15 years old, right? And she moved out of the state. But then when she started dating LeBuick, she moved back, and she got back in contact with Martell. And she says, me as a single woman, what would it look like me texting a married man? Exactly. Exactly, because then people would want to say, well, I never really trusted that Destiny, because she was always a slippery one, right? She always texting him, so I got what she was saying. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but I definitely got what she was saying, right? So, like I said, they were going back and forth. I know at one point, Stormy, Carlos asked Stormy a question, and she answered it. Now, I want you guys to tell me down in the comments, because I know a lot of you guys keep up better with Love and Marriage Huntsville than I do. And I've been seeing this going around for quite some time. So, Destiny and Melody, are they cool with each other at this point? Because I know I recently saw where on Facebook, not Destiny and Melody, Stormy and Melody. I know recently I saw where Stormy's mom was talking about Melody on Facebook, right? Stormy chimed in and told her mom basically she can take care of herself and kind of not to deal with it. So are Stormy and Stormy and Mel on the outs right now? I know that Stormy has gotten a lot closer with the other ladies, like Destiny and with Letitia. And see, here's my thing, because it's going back to what Melody said earlier in the season about Destiny and Letitia. You were with my ops, the enemy. I don't like when, and I'm not saying that this is what Melody is doing, but it's just how it comes off on screen, that you're trying to basically say, well, if I'm not cool with this person, why are you chatting with them? Why you having communications with them? And again, I'm not saying that's what Mel is saying. It's just how it looks. It's the optics, you guys. So don't get in your feelings, and don't get in the comments like, Mel ain't said that she didn't, for Destiny not to be friends with Letitia, or for Stormy not to be. I'm not. Those words did not come out of my mouth. I said it looks that way. I'm not saying that that's what she's doing. I'm just saying that's how it looks on camera. But I don't care, really and truly, to be quite honest with you. But this is just how it looks on camera, like she's. And the other thing with Mel, my other issue with Mel is, I know that they're filming for the season, right? How is this season gonna play out if Mel is not cool with anybody on this show? She has an issue with just about everybody. And Martell at one point said, she's the issue because she's not friends with anybody. I'm friends with everybody on this stage. Well, Martell, I do feel like part of you being cool with people on this stage, the Scots 1.0, Letitia and Marceau, I do feel like that is a bit strategic because you don't have a builder's license. No shade, just keeping it real. Because Mel even mentioned that about your builder's license, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. So the next part of the reunion, I have a big issue with this part, especially with Martell. So we're talking about Melody and Martell co-parenting, right? You guys know that Martell had filed for full custody of the children, which I don't believe he needs full custody of the children. I will say he made one semi-valid point, right? I give him 1 point. When it comes to children, you don't want your. I'm not saying that this is true. I'm just saying it's something that it's a valid point to make. I'm not saying that this is true. So don't get in the comments and get offended by what I say, because I'm not saying that this is true. I'm just saying he made a valid point. So when he was talking about the kids being around 20 different people watching them, I'm again not saying that that's true. I'm just saying I understand what he's saying. You don't want your kids bouncing from people to people to people to people. If you're gonna have people watching your kids, you want it to be consistent. You want a consistent. And I know people say it takes a village to raise kids, right? Which is true. But you don't want to have one day so and so's gonna watch you, and then the next day, oh well, that person's not watching you, so this person's gonna watch you, and then you want the kids to get used to somebody. So I get what he's saying in that particular moment, and I'm not saying that that's what's happened. I just get what he's saying. Now, he did lose me when he was talking about Melody's brother Marcus watching the kids. That is Melody's brother, so I don't know why you feel uncomfortable with a man. And it's not like it's just any man. It is their uncle that is watching them. And he's talking about the fact that Melody didn't know her brother until she was a teenager. Melody's in her 30s now. So she's known her brother for quite some time, Martell. So your point that you're trying to make makes no sense. And Carlos like, is it because he's a gay man? Martell started stuttering. And I believe that is what it is. I believe that is part of the reason that he feels such a way about it, because he is gay. He can say whatever he wants to say, but you started stuttering when Carlos asked that question. Go back and watch it, but he stuttered when he asked that question, and I just don't get what the big deal is. I don't get it. It's family, their uncle, their grandmother, their aunt. So it's not like she's leaving them. It's not like she left her kids with some random man that she just met and she's dating, and oh, I'm gonna leave my kids with him. This is their flesh and blood, their uncle, their biological uncle, Melody's older brother. I didn't understand that, right? I truly didn't understand that. So then at one point we started talking about Melody and Martell's relationship, right? Because they showed the package of them. And you could tell that Martell wanted to cry, but he stopped himself, because Marceau at one point, he took some Kleenex and he handed it to Letitia as she was holding on to it. And then she tried to give it to Martell. Martell said, I don't need no tissue. And then Carlos came with the waterworks. I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to leave that one alone while Carlos was crying. But I'm going to tell you guys what it is with Martell, and let's just be real. Martell is a black man that was raised in the South. So it's already bad enough that black men feel like they can't show emotions, but it's even worse when you're raised in the South and you have, Martell is he's not that much older than I am. So I'm pretty sure, just like my uncles and his uncle, I'm pretty sure they all were, majority of my uncles and aunts are, from a different generation from, we are. I have aunts and uncles who are in their 60s, 70s, and, I had some, the older ones, they're deceased, but I had aunts and uncles who were born in the 60s, the 70s, the 50s, the 40s, the 30s, and even the 20s. I had some of those, right? So people in those, especially people who are from the generation from the 1940s on to, like, let's say the 60s or 70s, right? They raised the men to be quote unquote men, and men don't cry. Especially black men don't cry, right? You don't cry. And I think that's the issue when it comes to with Martell. Martell was raised by black women and men who don't believe in showing emotions for some odd reason. They don't believe in crying. They don't believe in therapy, right? So that's really what it was with Martell. But he does say that he regrets what happens with the marriage, And I believe him, right? I do believe him. Now, I want to say one thing after this. Carlos lost me, because he was talking about, when a woman starts, her stardom and her life starts to get brighter. The husband now this does happen. Women, it happens all the time where women start to, get, notoriety for things, and the husband starts to be like, well, damn, you getting all this notoriety and is making me feel less than, right? But that's not necessarily the case with Martell. And even with that situation even with that I just named off, it still doesn't give you license to go out and cheat on your significant other. Like, you have to sit down and you have to have conversations with your significant other. And Mel said, even with that, we were still having sex. I was still cooking. I was still doing this. So Martell just did what he wanted to do. And she even said that wasn't the case. Martell was cheating before the show even came about. So we can't use that logic right there. That is a logic that we just cannot use. But I didn't like how Carlos brought that up, because it kind of almost sounded like he was trying to say that it was her fault. But let's pause here and wrap up the reunion, you guys. Tiffany and Lewis joined the reunion. I was like, oh my God, this is the last 15 minutes of the reunion. And technically they were only on the stage for, we only got 10 minutes of a segment with these two. We talked about them going on a couples trip with Dr. Francis and how Tiffany felt like she was ganged up on. Marceau felt like he and Lewis trauma bonded, and they revealed that Tiffany is pregnant. Now, here's the thing that threw me. I saw through that story. I knew I saw through Tiffany and Lewis's storyline this season. I told you guys plenty of times this season, I didn't understand Tiffany and Lewis's storyline because it never once made sense. For Tiffany to want to have a baby with Lewis, but Lewis is complaining about not having sex with Tiffany. So Lewis said to us on the reunion stage that it wasn't like they weren't having sex for months. It was a couple of weeks or maybe even a week. And I was like, I know you lying. So y'all stretched that whole thing out to be a whole entire storyline. That means y'all really had nothing going on in y'all lives this season. And congratulations to Tiffany. So at the time that they filmed the reunion, she was 4 months pregnant, and they're having a son. His name is Ace. So congratulations to Tiffany and Lewis. Honestly, you can take Tiffany and Lewis and bring on Courtney and Stormy. I'm cool with that. Because Tiffany and Lewis just bring absolutely nothing to the show for me. And then we wrapped up the episode with Kimmy and her story. So if you guys don't know, Kimmy is done with her treatment, because I saw previously on Instagram that she rang the bell. So congratulations to Kimmy. And I'm just I'm elated and I'm happy that she told this story, because there are so many people who probably needed to see this story and hear the story, right? And I love the fact that she was talking about, she got the mammogram, but I think she said her breasts were did she say dense? So they have to do an ultrasound. My mom, I know they used to have to do an ultrasound on her too. Whenever she would get any kind of stuff done, they would have to do ultrasounds on her, like her breasts. When she would get her, her mammogram. Actually, when she would get her mammograms, they would still do them. They would still do the, the mammogram, but they would still have to do an ultrasound on her. She always requested an ultrasound for her breast. She did an ultrasound for her breast, and I believe now we're gonna get a little graphic, you guys, but she got an ultrasound for her breast, and when they would do the colonoscopy, they would do ultrasound like pictures of it as well. So when you ladies do, especially, men can get breast cancer as well, but it's more common in women. But yeah, I'm so happy that Kimmy told her story. And that's really where that was all that we have for season 5 reunion, you guys. So season 5 is done. I don't know when it comes back, if that's gonna still continue to be season 5 or if it'll be season 6, but we will see whenever Love and Marriage Huntsville returns. Like I said, I know that they're currently filming. Please give us a break. Give us a long pause between this. I would prefer for Love and Marriage Huntsville to return in the summer. I'm cool with the summer. Love and Marriage DC premieres next Saturday, you guys. I'm going to watch Love and Marriage DC. I'm not sold on Love and Marriage DC, but I'm definitely going to watch it. I know that Jeremy Speaks wanted to us to do a review together. I'm gonna reach out to him this week and see if he still wants to do that. And if he does, then you'll see me on his channel whenever he does his review. And if I decide to review it, you guys will. Oh, Jesus, I gotta look at Joy and Clifton, two people that I just. It's so interesting when it comes to Love and Marriage DC. We all know that Monique and Chris are not returning, and then Ashley and Arena return. You guys know that I actually I do like Arena, but it was Ashley that I kind of went back and forth with. Like, one minute I liked Ashley, the next minute I didn't like Ashley. I loved Winter. I can't stand Clifton and Joy. And I know that there's another couple that's there as well. So the Lions didn't return, but there's another couple that's joining as well. But yeah, I'll see you guys for Love and Marriage DC, possibly. I'm thinking, you guys, it'll depend on how the episode is. It's gonna depend on the episode. If I review it, and I'm gonna review it. I just don't know in what capacity it's gonna be in. But yeah, I'll see you guys for Love and Marriage DC next Saturday. See you guys later. So until then, you guys, please stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And I'll see you guys later on for Potomac. And I still have to watch The Real Housewives of Miami and do that review. So you might see those tomorrow, which is Monday. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Ow!